I got an email this morning from Direwolf advertising that Wild Tiled West was in local game stores. I thought that was interesting because I had recently found it in mine and I was really excited to get it before I could even get a pre-order from some of the larger discount sites. And it got me thinking how awesome it is for Direwolf to prioritize getting these games in the local game stores prior to the bigger discount websites being to sell them off. The plight of the local game store is a tough one. Overhead prevents them from being able to compete with the online retailers. So anytime that we can support them, it's really a great thing. But sometimes it feels really bad. You're paying, in a lot of cases, significantly more than you would on some of these discount websites. However, when someone like Direwolf makes it a point to put these games in the stores first, I think it's a win-win for everybody. I get value because I can go home with the game now. I don't have to wait a couple weeks for it to get in stock and then wait another week or two for it to actually get shipped to me. I have value on top of the great feeling of supporting kind of one of the tougher businesses to run out there. So with that, I'm gonna go over 4 games that I recently bought at my local game store. For the most part, are brand new and either sold out online or are currently in pre-order. First and foremost, Cat in the Box. This is challenging for the crown of the top trick taker in my house. We love Skull King, but this is doing something new. The main hook on Cat in the Box is there's no suits in the tricks. You're essentially declaring suit by placing a player piece onto a central research board. That combination of number and suit can no longer be played for the rest of the round. And the tricky part is you can deviate from that suit, but the moment that you do, you can no longer place another card in that number. On top of that, red is the trump suit, so when you go up there, you're automatically changing that lead suit to red. And on top of that, bonus scoring is connected to the adjacency in which your player pieces are going on the board, so it lends itself to really strategic card play. I won't ruin any more. I did a full video on this. I just dropped it. Check it out if you're interested, and I will reveal whether this will replace Skull King for our family or not. The next one is Beacon Patrol. This is a solo / co-op tile lane. I don't know, I guess it would be in like the cozy coffee game. This is really chill, super easy to play, super easy to teach, but really thinky. The main mechanic here is you're basically trying to surround tiles on all adjacent sides to score points. Different tiles will give you different points, but the fun hook on this game are there's ship meeples, and that ship meeple, when you place a tile, has to be able to sail via ocean onto the next tile. That creates a really fun friction on this. My wife and I aren't huge co-op players. We'd rather battle against each other. However, in this game, it's actually been a hit for us, and I highly recommend it. If you want to see more in depth on how the game works and mechanics and more visuals for it, go ahead and check out my full coverage on this game. And next up here, Wild Tiled West. This is a new take on Polyomino games. Polyomino's big in my house. We are big Barron Park fans, New York Zoos, Isle of Cats, among others. This one has earned a place in our collection. It has really interesting scoring mechanics. You roll dice, and those dice end up activating certain tiles that are now available for you to place. You're trying to get things like cows adjacent together to score points. You're trying to fill in town portions on your map to score points. There's also building tiles that are connected to special abilities, one-time bonuses, point bonuses. There's a really interesting mechanic around these bandit icons. You want to play tiles that have sheriffs that are within line sight of these bandits, acquire bullets to be able to take the bandits out. When you do so, there's points connected. There's also different bonuses connected to these bandits that have been taken out. Overall, we found it really unique. I think it's Polyomino Plus. I think you start with Barron Park, New York Zoos, etc., and then you move on to something like Isle of Cats or this. If you wanted more detail on this game, mechanics, and my thoughts, check out the coverage I did. And last but not least, this is one I'm really excited about. I don't have coverage on this yet. I'm working on it right now. I'm just getting it to the table, but it has some really interesting mechanics. I like crunchy Euros, and that's exactly what this thing is. You're essentially trying to build out Barcelona by placing citizens around a map. Those citizens will activate multiple actions because each of the spots are on a grid, and those spots are then blocked until you build buildings around those areas. There's so many interconnected mechanics. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. I haven't even scratched the surface on explaining this game, other than to say it's beautiful. The mechanics are elegant. If you like tile placement, city building, worker placement, multiple actions connected to the workers, layers on layers of scoring, I think this might be a game for you. If you're watching this a few days after I publish this video, this one should probably be up. And that's it. I really love this trend of publishers prioritizing our local game stores and getting these games out. I hope it continues. I hope more publishers take notice of this. I'm happy to go in there from time to time and support, but if I know I'm going to get the games first there, that's absolutely going to drive me in the doors more often. And if you made it this far, I really appreciate you watching. This channel is brand new. I'm putting a ton of effort into it, and your feedback is super appreciated. I also appreciate you watching. And on that note, I'm out.